सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ. As I had announced earlier, I propose to take a small text known as Tattva Bodha. The author of this text is one of the Shankaracharyas of Kanchi Math centuries ago. We come to know that by the prayer verse, he addressed his Guru by name Vasudevendra Yogindram. In the Kanchimat Parampara, that Indra name comes in their Acharya's name. Chandrasekharendra, Jayendra, Vijayendra. By this clue, we come to know this text must be written by one of the Acharyas of Shankaracharyas of Kanchi Math, maybe a few centuries ago. Some people say this is written by Adi Shankaracharya. So anyhow, this text is a very, very basic text, which is very useful for the study of our scriptures like Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, even Puranas. Any Purana, if you want to understand properly, including even Ramayana, any of our scriptures we can grasp when we study this book in detail. Therefore, this text is very, very important. Another significance of this text is there are lot of technical terms or jargons, they call it. Those technical terms, if we understand only, we can understand that advanced texts like Bhagavad Gita and Upanishads. Just as any science has got its own jargons, its own technical terms, any science, medical science or engineering or accounts and all, if you see, they have their own terms, even computer, dance or music. Any blessed science you take, it has its own jargons. They are called Paribhashika Padani. Paribhashika Padani means technical terms which are used in that particular science. Technical terms. Once I am familiar with those terms, then I am very comfortable with the text what am I going to study. When I am familiar with that terms, then only I am very comfortable, the facility of understanding the other texts, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads or any our Puranas. Without understanding these technical terms, even if we study Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads or Bhagavatam, Vishnu Puranam or Ramayanam, any grantha, they cannot give full understanding. We cannot enjoy that text, grantha. Therefore, in our scriptural study, this book is very much highlighted. So, this is a systematic study what we are going to take up. A consistent, systematic, methodical learning. Then, by that learning, you get a tremendous knowledge, and your ignorance will go away. This is called jignasa nivritti. I want to know so many things that curiosity or exploring towards that unknown certain things. Once I come to know, there is a tremendous joy, ananda prapti. I get ananda the more I learn. Therefore, they say vidyadhanam sarvadhanat pradhanam. Na choraharyam, na rajaharyam. No thief can come and steal your knowledge. Na choraharyam, na rajaharyam. No government can collect a tax on your knowledge. Na rajaharyam. No government can put a tax on your knowledge. Na rajaharyam. Na bhratru bhajyam. No relatives can come and claim your knowledge, and they cannot steal from you. Na bhratru bhajyam. Nacha bharakari. It is not a burden also. No, the more I learn, the more joy comes out, showers. Na bharakari. It is not a burden. No. I have lot of knowledge, therefore I am feeling so burdened. Anyone say? Na bharakari. Not only that, vyayekrite vardhati eva nityam. The more I spend, vyayekrite means the more I give to others, the more I speak about that knowledge, the more I share with others, vyayekrite vardhati eva nityam. Not like your bank balance. The more you do vyayam there, the bank balance become empty. Whereas, the more you share with others, and vyayekrite vardhati eva nityam, you become expert, master in that subject. Therefore, we say experienced teacher. Experienced teacher means what? Vardhati eva nityam tasmat. Therefore, vidyadhanam sarvadhanat pradhanam. Vidyadhanam, the wealth of that knowledge. Vidya means education or knowledge. Vidyadhanam sarvadhanat pradhanam. Sarvadhanat means we have lot of possessions. Land property, gold property, house property. So many we have. Sarvadhanat pradhanam. Very, very important, significant property. That which stay with you lifelong. Wonderful knowledge. So therefore that knowledge we are going to get. You get ananda prapti, and you can come out of all your doubts by studying these scriptures. Then comes next, I want to give an introduction how one has to enter into this scriptural study. The basic understanding is required. Therefore, I would like to deal with that a topic of Purushartha. Purushartha. What do you mean by Purushartha? Purusha means not male. Here Purusha means human being, Manushyaha. That means Stri also included. It is not in the sense of male. Purushaha means here Manushyaha. Arthaha means a goal, destination, that which I want to achieve. Purusha Arthaha means Purushena Manushyena Ardhyate iti Purusharthaha. Purushena or Manushyena Ardhyate is Purusharthaha. What is the English meaning? That which is sought after by every human being. That which is sought after by every human being. Every human being means we are excluding all other beings. We are excluding all other beings. Once we say Purusharthaha, it is not sought after by any other being, but it is sought after only by human beings. Manushyena arthyatena Purusharthaha. Why it is not sought after by other beings? There is a beautiful shloka says, why these goals or destinations are sought after by human beings? That shloka tells, even though all beings are born, jayate iti jantuhu, born naturally, that shloka says, Ahara nidra bhayamaidhunancha samanyametat pashubhirnaranam buddhirhitesham adhiko visheshaha buddhirvihinah pashubhis samanaha. Wonderful shloka, no? Worth remembering shloka. It reminds to a human being, oh human beings, you are all are the crown of this creation. Crown of this creation because ahara means taking food, eating 2 times, 3 times, 4 times is common to Samanyam, no? Pashubhihi Naranam. Common feature. Animals, birds, insects are also from morning onwards what they do in eating. What we are also doing? Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Common feature. Correct? Ahara. Nidra. All of them are also sleeping nicely. What we are doing? We are also sleeping. Every day, not once in a week. Even one day if you don't get sleep, 1 hour less means it is a complaint. We want to sleep. Nidra. Common for all other beings and human being also. Ahara, Nidra. Bhaya, fear, is also common. They also have fear. We also have fear. Bhayam. No difference at all. Then come to the 4th factor, Maidhunam. Creating our own species, son, daughter, grandson, granddaughter, children. They are also doing what? They are also producing their own species. Maidhunam. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maidhuna. Samanyam means common. Pashubhihi Narana. Pashubhihi means all other species, all other beings. It's common. Then how am I distinct from those other beings? Na buddhirhitesham adhiko visheshaha. Adhikaha visheshaha. Na extraordinary faculty that human being has got is buddhi, sixth sense, common sense. Adhikaha visheshaha buddhi naranam pashabhi. Minus buddhi, minus buddhi, human being also come under that only, other beings. Plus buddhi only I am unique. Buddhiri sesham adhiko viseshaha buddhir vihinaha minus buddhi pashubhis samanaha. So we are all having extra faculty. Therefore, I am a human being, a crown of this creation. It's a great privilege for me to born as a human being. First, we have to recognize this fact. This is fulfilled. We are all human beings. In spite of those common features, I am born with one extra faculty. That faculty we are tapping now. We are all trying to do what? We are tapping that extraordinary faculty that is called buddhi. So, tattva bodha means what? Bodha came from buddhi, buddha dhatu, to know. To enhance our buddhi, in buddhi what comes? Knowledge comes. Bodha means knowledge. Bodha means knowledge. Knowledge take place where? Buddhi. That is the sixth sense. In that which extra faculty, extraordinary faculty, in that knowledge take place, that is called bodha. Knowledge of what? Bodha of what? Bodha regarding the tattvam, reality. Knowledge about reality, tattvam, the true nature. The true nature of what? Tattva means true nature, reality, truth. Knowledge about reality of what? The self. Knowledge about one's own true nature. Knowledge about one's own self. Therefore, it is called what? Self-knowledge. Self-knowledge. The text name is called self-knowledge. Now purushena arthyate iti purushartha. Kim arthyate? That goal is to be, supposed to be sought after by human being is self-knowledge. Why? We are all with plus buddhi. Therefore we have to get bodha. Bodha of what? Bodha of self. Therefore self-knowledge. Therefore this text talk about enquiry into that self. Without this enquiry means with minus buddhi and ardham. Minus buddhi means minus bodha. Minus bodha means minus knowledge. Minus knowledge means what? Buddhir vihinaha pashubhis samanaha. So I have to enhance that faculty. For that only you have come here. To recognize your privilege. To enhance your privilege. To prove yourself, yes, I am a human being. I am an extraordinary human being in this creation. To sought after. This is a purushartha. Arthaha means there are different meanings. No? Arthaha means a meaning of a sloka, a meaning of a word is also called Arthaha. But in this context, Arthaha means goal. Goal. Purusharthaha. In scriptures, the Purushartha is given a different meaning now. In different contexts, there are different meanings. What are those meanings? Now, Purushartha means free will. Free will is one meaning. Or prayatnam. Prayatnaha, effort, is also another meaning. Purushartha means effort. Free will or choice or effort, these are also come under Purushartha only. But here what we are taking, it is a goal, that which is sought after by every human being. Now let us see how many goals are there. As many human beings, so many goals. There are umpteen multitude goals are there. When you ask, interview a college going, a girl or boy, a school going who is in 10th standard, 12th standard, what is your goal? I want to become a doctor. I want to become an engineer. I want to become an advocate. I want to become a dancer. I want to become a player. What are all these? Several goals are there. Everyone have their own goal or destination. I want to achieve. I want to accomplish this. Primary goals and secondary goals. There are two types of goals. Primary goals and secondary goals. Secondary goals are known as intermediary goals. Secondary goals are known as intermediary goals or short-term goals, we can say. Short-term goals, intermediary goals. Primary goals are known as long-term goals. Long-term goals. In the short-term goals, secondary goals are many in number, but primary goal is one, only one. Primary goal is only one, that is long-term goal. All intermediary goals, secondary goals are many in number. Our Shastra classify all the goals into 4. Hundreds of goals may be there, but still all of them come under only 4 goals. In this golf and all, they play soccer, all these games, and football, and they have a goal. You have to put that ball in that ring, It's a goal. When you are playing in that playground, you have some goal, you have to put that ball has to reach there. Similarly, in this life game also, you have a goal. And that goal you have to find out. Now, what are these 4 goals? There is no 5th goal, okay? All goals, either they come in one of the goals. Okay? These 4 goals, later we are going to make it into 2 goals, okay? Number of goals we have categorized into 4. 4 goals we are again condensing into 2 goals. Let us see what are they. 4 goals. First goal I want to talk about is Arthaha. Arthaha. Artha means security. Security. Security at what level? I want security. As a human being, I seek security. I plan for my future. I plan for my better living. I have a reasoning faculty, planning faculty, and I can work out more and more in a better way for my future, so that I want to improve my security. Artha Purushartha, number 1. This Artha Purushartha at 4 levels. We are all seeking security at 4 levels. What are those levels? Na? First level at food. We want food. I am secure if I have food. Sheer physical survival is a security. I want to survive. Physical survival is a security. How can I survive? By food. Food is one type of security for me. What food you are eating is a different thing, but you eat a food because of which you survive. Therefore, magazines and magazines about food, what to eat, what not to eat, when to eat, how to eat. So many magazines and lot of articles are coming. You should eat this, you should eat this. So many. About food they are all talking, and we are very, very particular. See that shop, Padamudir shop on opposite. Heavy rush. What for food? Roti. They say in Hindi, roti, kapda or makan. First start with roti. Morning once we wake up, what comes in a pasi. Therefore, I can survive, I can talk to others only after eating food. I am secure. So I am preparing food and eating from birth onwards. This is first security, food. Then comes, I am secure when I have clothes. I need clothes for my survival, for heat and cold, summer and winter. For that also books and books, shops and shops are there. So many shops. What clothes you have to wear in winter? What clothes you have to wear in summer? What is good for your skin? What type of cotton is good for your skin? So many. What type of dress you have to wear? They teach us, magazines. Why? I am secure if I have clothes. I can survive, I can keep my body safe. Kapda. In Hindi they call it as kapda. Roti over, kapda over. It is a artha, means a security. Then third is shelter. Shelter gives me security. For my survival, I need shelter. And about this shelter, I need not talk, okay? House, flats, complex. That's why we have a lot of complexity. The animals don't have plan also. They never plan to go to woodlands. No dog, no cow can afford to plan about the future. No reasoning, no planning about future. No problem about clothing. And they worry about their security also. but no planning. Instinctively they live. Instinctive, programmed. Therefore, you see in the circus, no? In the circus, the ringmaster, ringmaster, he controls that elephants, tigers, lions, horse, the dog, he controls all of them. They all act according to his suggestions. And people are clapping, audience. We sit and clap. These claps cannot make the elephant happy. If you don't clap, it cannot make the elephant unhappy. It never bothers. Audience are sitting, I am showing, acting now in the first show. Now next day again I have to come to second show. No lion bother, no tiger bother, no elephant bother. All claps. When people are clapping, who is happy? The ringmaster is happy. The ringmaster is happy. No animal is either happy nor unhappy. And if he asks ringmaster, are you happy? And elephant, tiger cannot answer. Are you happy in this? No, I cannot, helpless. See, one ringmaster, human being, controls all other animals. They don't have plan. This circus, I have to shift from to another circus. Never planned power. But this ringmaster plans. From this circus, if I get more salary, I can go to another circus. No? But animals cannot plan. What a wonderful choice Bhagavan has given. This is shelter I am seeking. That's why they don't have complex. Gold medal, in the medal, and the medal, dog competition which medal given to dog or to the owner. The owner of the dog only is appreciated, not the dog. The dog will bark and go away. Even it drops the excretion and go away. It doesn't bother. Who wants? What a life power. We the human beings are very, very superior. But unfortunately we have complexity also. They don't have complex. They don't have planning. They don't have reasoning. But we have reasoning, we have planning, we have complex also. Superiority complex, inferiority complex. After constructing complexes, though it is a flat and a complex, I do not know why they have given these names. Flat, you are flat. Complex and complexity, lot of complexity. Their house is so big. In the complex itself, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom house, and comfort and all. And AC for every room. Some houses no AC. Like this, all comforts are what for? Security. Security. AC car. So many gadgets in my house. Security. Every person is seeking security. Food, clothing, shelter. And another security, health. If I am a healthy person, I am a secure person. Therefore, for that insurance, insurance also we pay. So I want good health. Health keeps me secure. That's why wife is known as Arthangi. Wife gives security to her husband. Husband gives security to his wife. Arthangi means two meanings. Ardha Angina, Ardhanarishwara. My better half. Better half. Better half. Ardha Angi. You take Artha Angi. Arthangina. She gives me security. Of course. True. She gives a lot of security to the person. Of course, he also gives security. Artha Purushartha. This security. Everyone is working for this security. This is the number one, the goal number one. Maximum humanity working for this. Yes or no? True. 100% true. No one can say no. This is true. Okay, let us come to the second goal. Artha Purushartha over. Now I have what? Sufficient food. I have good education. I have a job. I have a salary, and I am able to earn money, and I am able to procure food. I have sufficient food, and I have sufficient clothes. I have sufficient shelter. I have good health. Now that health also, gym, aerobics, yoga, so many centers are taking care of your health. Very keen about our health, all are there. Then what? I have time for entertainment. My mind goes for entertainment sake. Kamaha. Lot of money, a lot of, because I need not bother about my basic needs. I need not bother about my basic needs. Roti, kapda, makhan are fulfilled. Health is perfect. I can enjoy. Therefore, they can have a holiday tour, world tour, one resort house, farmhouse, and every year, twice in a year, we go outing in entertainment. Kamaha. Whatever I have, I want to live a luxurious life, comfortable life. If basic needs are not fulfilled, I cannot think of. Therefore, first I work for this security, Artha Purushartha. Then immediately I look after the Kama Purushartha. Let me enjoy. Every day வீட்டில் பண்ண தோசை எதுக்கு இன்னைக்கு woodlandsல 5-star hotel let me eat new recipe how much that Kumbakodam mami has come, no, she is giving food for 350 rupees per head. Yeah, have you gone through that news? No, I am studying all news for your sake. Okay, that Kumbakonam mami has come preparing all sorts of nice food. One food, one person per head 350 rupees, cheapest. The cheap. Costliest is 600, 500, minimum 999 rupees. The Bata price madre 999 rupees food. Entertainment. I can survive with 2 dosa also. I can happily enjoy 1000 rupees meals also. And first, in the 5-star hotel, they give for you to wash your hand. You don't know that is for washing. You drink that. You drink that. And you put that lemon in the water, hot water. You think that is soup. This is a tragedy for us. Entertainment. Kama Purushartha. This is the goal, no? Everyone wants. Come on to the next third goal, called Dharma Purushartha. Dharma means here good fortune, good luck, punyam anartham. I want security, I want to be happy. Not only in this life, if you have this Dharma Purushartha, by doing noble actions, by doing lot of good service and all, your life will become better in this life also. Not only that, I plan for next body also, next birth also. Therefore, Dharma, the good luck, fortune, in this, by putting more effort, in this Janma itself, I get lot of good luck. Luck, lot of adrishta, punya phalam I get, and I am very happy, jolly in future years. Not only that, second benefit of Dharma is, next birth also I prepare now itself. At least next birth I want to get better parents, better brother and sister. Now also okay, let me get next birth also. That's why it is wife and husband, no, they hold their hand and take dip 7 times in the river. What? For what, For 7 Janmas also you are my wife. And you must be my wife. And she also says, you must be my husband. That means a lot of understanding comes. When a new wife comes, problem next Janma. Because I have trained you very much in this Janma. Let us not change our partnership. Okay, next Janma also, because we have got lot of understanding. You also come, next time I also will come. So our journey is very smooth, not 1 Janma, 7 Janmas. This is called Indian culture. One life is not one life. No divorce at all. There is no question of divorce at all. One life in 7 Janmas minimum. Okay. If possible, they take 14 also. Okay. What for? Her next birth also. Nice parents, parentage, and nice culture I want to born with golden spoon. By birth itself, nice culture, nice family, nice children, and nice parentage, and I want next birth also comfortable. Therefore, I do certain actions for that preparation. Noble actions, punya karmas. I procure, I accumulate my punya by doing lot of charity, dharmam, so much. And I get lot of punyam, dharma purushartha. For what? For next birth. Now itself I am saving. This is called dharma purushartha. Artha purushartha, kama purushartha, dharma purushartha. All put together, preyo marga. Now 4 we have to make into 2. How? Now let us see. Artha, kama, dharma. Artha purushartha, goal to be sought after for security. Artha purushartha. A goal to be sought after for entertainment, to fulfill my desires, basic desires, my biological desires, what I want to eat, what I want to enjoy, I want to enjoy. So therefore that is kama purushartha. Then dharma purushartha also, let me get good fortune, good luck, punyam, adrishtam, dharma purushartha, let me sought after that also. He is a very fortunate person, we say, no? What a good luck. நல்ல நசீப் ஏதோ சொல்லுவா ஹிந்தியில் நசீப் நல்ல தலையெழுத்து நல்லது லக் பர்சன் என்ன குட் லக் all come under preyo marga. Preyo marga means materialistic pursuit. In English they call it as materialistic pursuit. Preyo marga. One more left out in 4, that is moksha purushartha. Moksha purushartha is single, only one. Okay, all other purusharthas, goals are come in 3 categories: artha, kama, dharma. All come under materialistic pursuit. This moksha, 4th purushartha, moksha is known as a spiritual pursuit. Pursuit means what? You endure, you sought after, you put an effort. Pursuit. You search for, you go after, towards that pursuit. Spiritual pursuit is called moksha purushartha. Now how many purusharthas we have got? 4. Artha, kama, dharma and moksha. 4 purusharthas we have categorized. All goals come under these 4 purusharthas. So you ask anybody, what is your goal? Whatever they say, it can come under either 3 of these. They do not know how to decipher them, but we know how to decipher, how to classify them, put into what block. We know that. Then that comes the 4th one in moksha purushartha. Is the 4th one. The 4 are categorized into 2. One is 3 comes under materialistic pursuit, 1 comes under spiritual pursuit. Spiritual pursuit is impossible without materialistic pursuit. Spiritual pursuit or Shreyo Marga Moksha is not possible without materialistic growth, materialistic pursuit. That means without Artha, Kama, Dharma, Moksha is not possible. Then what? Without moksha, you have to, this is called punchline. Okay? Without moksha, these pursuits, that is artha, kama, and dharma, materialistic pursuit, is incomplete. My life is incomplete with these three pursuits. What are they? Artha, kama, moksha. Incomplete pursuit is materialistic pursuit. Apurnata, not complete. By wearing raiment dress, you cannot be complete person, or any type of pattu shari. I am a complete woman with pattu jari with full of ornaments. I am a complete. No. Materialistic pursuit and spiritual pursuits are like two wings of a bird. Just as a bird can fly when it has got two wings. A bird cannot fly with one wing. Similarly, a materialistic pursuit alone cannot make the person happy, complete. Then how a person can become happy and complete? Once you include the spiritual pursuit also. That is the greatness of Indian culture. We don't want to fly with one wing. You cannot fly also. Therefore, incomplete without spiritual pursuit, life is incomplete. Unfortunately, our education system is focusing on only one wing, that is one pursuit, materialistic pursuit. That is the cause for that insecurity in the society. Everyone is not complete, happy, totally. There is some insecurity, some fear, some unhappiness, some emptiness, some vacuum is because of lack of spiritual pursuit. Therefore, spiritual education is very much there in Indian culture from time immemorial, because they know that without spiritual pursuit, life is incomplete. That's why now Western countries are also have recognized that spiritual life, that part of life is also must for a healthy life. If we recognize very late, it is too late. If you recognize as early as possible, it is better. Therefore, spiritual life is also a part. Then only life is balanced. A balanced life is very important. Materialistic pursuit only, that engineering, doctor or advocate or any sort of any profession is only for survival. Survival. Mere sheer survival life. Either physically or emotionally, you want to take care of yourself. But that completeness comes only when you enter into this scriptural study, spiritual education program. Then only your total face, it blooms by getting spiritual pursuit, by entering into spiritual education. This is very important. We should not understand this is too late. Now, what if it is too late? What can I enjoy in my life, future life? So that's why we have to give education to our children at very young age. Actually, this has to be taught for a teenager. But teenagers won't come to the class because they are busy with materialistic pursuit. I request you, the mothers and fathers, parents, please educate your children. If they come to my Sunday's class, wonderful. They get into spiritual education. They do not know the importance. You know the importance. Therefore, life is complete, happy, secure, fearlessness. Everything comes only by balancing with material and spiritual. Understand, without materialistic pursuit, spiritual pursuit is impossible. Without spiritual pursuit, that is spiritual education program, materialistic pursuit is incomplete. You want to continue as incomplete life with person or complete? No, you want to be complete. That's why you have come all the way. So because of your Purva Janma Punya, God's grace, for all Guru's grace, you have come. So this message has to be passed on to maximum people so that we can make others also happy. Complete satisfaction, total adequacy comes in the life. With this background, Moksha Purushartha, that is what we are working here, spiritual pursuit. Moksha means what? Much dhatu is a root. Much means to be free. To be free from what? You want to be free from sukha? You want to be free from happiness? You want to be free from ananda, entertainment? No. None of us want to be free from sukha. But every one of us want to be free from sorrow, dukkham. Dukkha nivrittihi, desire to be free from sorrow. In one word, Shastra coin moksha. The desire for moksha. A person who desired for moksha is called mumukshuhu. A person who desired to be free from sorrow, pain, problems, worries, that person is called mumukshuhu. Dukkha nivrittihi eva mokshaha. The desirer of moksha is known as mumukshuhu. For those mumukshus, I am writing this text called Tattva Bodha. Author says. Therefore, every person want to be free from sorrow. We cannot withstand with limitation, sorrow, or any sort of vacuum, emptiness in our life. Because freedom is my birthright. To be happy is my birthright. I can demand, I can claim, I can own up. For that only Vedas have come. Vedas give materialistic pursuit, the benefits also, and Vedas included this spiritual pursuit also. That alone, methodical education is, we study our scriptures. Now you have understood what are the Purusharthas. Moksha Purushartha's sake, we are studying this text called Tattva Bodha. If I study Tattva Bodha, what I get? Dukkha Nivritti. Dukkha Nivritti means what? Freedom from sorrow. Freedom from sorrow is equal to what? Freedom from sorrow is equal to Sukha Prapti, Ananda Prapti, Sukha Prapti. I am happy. Not now and then. Not once in a while. Forever. Forever. That is possible. With this background, we enter into the prayer verse. Invocation. Every text begins with a prayer. The author writing this prayer verse, including that whose sake I am writing this book, who is a qualified person, and what is the benefit of this studying this text, and what is the relation between the reader and the text. All come in one shloka. What a great, ingenious way of writing a prayer verse, offering prayer to the Lord, his Ishtadevata, and offering his namaskars to his teacher who qualified him to write this text with such a knowledge, and offering namaskars to the Guru, offering namaskars to the Ishvara, and presenting all the four Anubandha Chatushtayam, we call it. Every text has to fulfill four factors. That is known as Anubandha Chatushtayam. this book is meant for whom? No? Every book. No? You cannot read no? Economic Times and all those things. Business people read Economic Times. No? The doctors read health magazines. No? Like that, everyone has their own interest text. For whose sake this book? No? That also he mentions. What is the prayojanam he gives? Vishayaha, first subject matter. Then adhikari, qualified person, who is a candidate, qualified candidate. Then what is the benefit? And what is the relation between that reader or listener and the text he gives? Let us read, repeat after me. वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रम् नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुम् मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते. Natva, having done my salutations. This is the verb here in the shloka. Natva means having saluted to my teacher, Vasudevendra Yogindram. To my teacher, whose name is Vasudevendra Yogindra. And this prayer goes to Lord Krishna also. Vasudeva means Lord Krishna. Maybe this author is also a Krishna Bhakta. That's why he didn't mention another Nama of the Lord. So, Guru's name and Ishvara's names are one and the same. Therefore, to my Guru, Vasudevendra Yogindra and that Ishvara, Natva, Jnana Pradam Gurum, who is my teacher, who gave Jnanam to me. Jnana Pradam means Jnana Data. Jnana Pradata, my Guru, to such a Guru, having done my namaskars, Tattva Bodhaha Abhidhiyate. I am writing this text known as Tattva Bodhaha. The subject matter of this book is Tattva Bodhaha, the knowledge about the self. Knowledge regarding the self. Tattva Bodha. Bodha means Jnanam. Tattva means reality. Reality of the self. One's own real nature. You know only oneself. What is that? Check. When you write on the bank, in the checkbook, you write self. Adi theriyum Swamini namak. That self only, this self. I will tell you. Okay. There are no many selves, only one self. Atma is one. This can be called as self, can be translated as Atma. Atma Bodha. Tattva Bodha is called Atma Bodha, Atma Jnanam. Abhidhiyate. I am going to impart this knowledge through my text. To whom? Mumukshunam. Those who are seeking moksha, mumukshunam. Shreyo marga. Shreyas means what? Shreyo marga, mangala marga, moksha marga, which is the best pursuit in the life. Ultimate pursuit. Okay? Pursuits are primary, secondary, I said. All these artha, kama and dharma are secondary pursuits. Primary is moksha. For moksha only. All this. Primary pursuit, long-term pursuit. These are all short-term. They keep always incomplete. But this is makes you complete. Primary, long-term, ultimate pursuit. Mukshunam. Hitarthaya, for their well-being. For their well-being I am writing. I am not having any personal agenda in writing this text. I don't want to make money by this writing this text. I don't want to become popular or name and fame. I don't want to get hitarthaya mumukshunam, for the well-being of mumukshus like you. Therefore, O listeners, readers of this Tattva Bodha, study my text in further future classes also. This is written for you people only, mumukshus, those who are seeking for that moksha purushartha, who sought after moksha. For those people only it is relevant. Those who have understood that spiritual pursuit is also brings balance in my life, therefore that is also has to be included. Therefore I have decided to enter into my spiritual pursuit. For that I have to study what books? Spiritual books. What are the spiritual books? Scriptures. What are the scriptures? That I will explain you in the next class. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.